Hi, Martin Turner here, and welcome to the week 6 tutorial for ACT 11059, Accounting, Learning and Online Communication. And today we start with the second Excel workshop, and I'd like to welcome Cheng from the Academic Learning Centre, who after the very positive responses I got from many people on the first Excel workshop, I'm very pleased to welcome Cheng back for our second Excel workshop. Cheng, I'll pass over to you.
Thank you, Martin. Hello, everyone. Good to see everyone again, and I hope you're doing well with your assignment. Today, I will show you how to bring together information from multiple worksheets by creating a link to the data on another worksheet. Let me just share the screen. Right, this workbook, Excel reference, it contains 5 worksheets. You can see 5 worksheets at the bottom. This is the current active one. As I click the West worksheets, notice that the layout is practically identical. The numbers are different in there. The numbers and these are the formula. Cell A1s will be different. We are seeing the same layout and assuming this model is going to be repeated with some additional regions eventually. And the summary is the worksheet that linked the total from all these regions up the front. Because these 4 worksheets have the same format, if I want to change the font of the heading and make it center by merging the cell, I can select them together and change the format once rather than repeating the same step 4 times. Thinking about that, you want to change this heading and make them all consistent. You're going to do it 4 times, but we can do it at one time without repeating them. So how do we select multiple sheets? You can click on the first sheets that you want to select, and then with the shift key, click the last one. In this case, I will click East Worksheets, and I'm going to hold down the shift key and click North. Now I can simply make changes to any of this cell. You should notice that this is actually highlighted. So I can now start making changes to any of these selected in the selected worksheets. I will merge this cell. Let's say I'm going to do a merge and change the font size to 18. I'm going to somehow zoom in to view it more clear, to more bigger. And this happens on all 5 sheets. If I click on to West, West is now changed. South has changed to what I have already changed the formats, then North as well. So they all change together. This is how beauty it is. You don't have to repeat it to it 4 times. Now, what I would like to add is another region. It will have the same layout as the other 4 regions. So I'll click somewhere else and we will deselect the multiple worksheets. I want to add on a new worksheet that has a similar layout, same table layout, same text as this is. And in cell A3 to A8, it will have the same stack, same text, and same heading across the top and so on. The only difference I want to see is the different numbers. To make a copy of worksheets, I'm going to hold down the Control key, click and drag the north sheets to the right. So hold down the Control key, click and drag the north. So you should see there's a black arrow on top of the tab, north-south tab. I'm going to make it next to the north. So you should see the icons have changed. There is a plus signs on top of my cursor. So I'm going to move there next to north and let go the mouse. And we got a duplicate. The worksheets are identical in every aspect except the name of the worksheets. I will double click that duplicate sheets and change its name to CBD and then press enter. Also, I'm going to change that to CBD. Press enter. That's going to be a different color. Right, now, this number from B3 to E5 are copies from north sheets. Let's get rid of them as they are not relevant to these worksheets. That is only relevant to north. I'm not going to use the same numbers. So I'm going to get rid of them. And you have noticed that those cells contains formulas are in errors, strange value. So this is because the formula in column F and G and also row 7 and 8 is dealing with the empty cell. But we can fix it. We're going to fix it by putting in the new numbers. For time consuming, I have got this, I'm pretty smart, copy and paste it. So I don't have to type them. So once I paste it in, you should see it is updated. And then I'm going to save it. So that's a shortcut way to do a copy of worksheets. Next, I want to link total value in my summary worksheets with the total number from the 5 regions that I have created. To get the CBD retail total, we'll select C4. And I need to get the total number from CBD retail total in F3. But I'm not going to type in the value 4840. I'm going to refer the cell from here, referring to the worksheets in CBD F3 cell. So how am I going to do that? I'll select in summary worksheets, I'm going to select C4, enter equal, and click CBD worksheet tab and select F3 from these CBD's worksheets. Now, in the formula bar, there's a formula created automatically once I move my mouse and select. So don't move back to summary, but with your formulas that you wanted, you should end here by pressing the enter key. And when you come back, it will take you back to the summary worksheets. Then you should see the formula in the formula bar for C4. It's now referred to CBD worksheets. There's exclamation marks, that's formulas that's created. You don't have to type it in wherever cells that referring to. I don't have to do that step because I know that whole cells is just right below my F3. So that's F4 and F5. If we come back to summary, I can use a field, copy field, with the formulas automatically filled out. Copy CBD F4, CBD F5. Because I have already got a sum formula in the total, so that will automatically calculate the sum value in these worksheets. It does not refer back to that. But the value here and the sum total in CBD worksheets, it's the same. So you can use it either way, but because we want to know that this is linked to the CBD. If I have some change in here, say 2000, and that value is updated, summary's value is also updated. This is what I want that are linking to each other. In the regional total, it's a summary, it's a sum of the total from east, west, south, and north. So 4 of them together. We need to enter a range of the sum value, which is not just one cell that we, not just one worksheet and a single cell that we are referring to. It's a multiple, and we are going to do a sum value. In summary worksheets, select C10. And the shortcut Alt equal to enter the auto sum function. We're going to use a technique of selecting multiple sheets. Click East Now, and then we're going to hold down Shift key, click North, because that's 4 worksheets that I need. You can see a formula, it's being created in the formula bar. What's missing is the reference to cell F3. So click F3 and then press Enter. Now I have a sum value for all these different multiple worksheets added up together. Again, I'll do autofill, and that's filled it up. That's what we refer to a 3D referencing in here, and which also means that we are referring to worksheets that are within the workbook. They are from a multiple worksheets and also from a single worksheet. So the values that are changes in these worksheets will updated in the last worksheets. We don't have to update in here. Whenever changes from this value, it will also automatically update in this value. Any questions? Let me just look at, okay. So does anyone need to repeat? Copying CBD to summary. Sorry, I'm just looking at the chat area. All right. If no, I'm going to continue on. We're going to come back to any questions later. Hopefully that's fine. Now, we can view a worksheet in different way. So let's look at the different worksheets view now. You can open a second windows for your documents. Sometimes you are working on a multiple worksheet, so you can work on the different worksheets at the same times. But sometimes you'll find it like you are working on multiple worksheets on the same workbooks. You find it a bit difficult. You might find this method useful when you are working with your restated financial statement for your assessment too. Why am I saying that? Is because you need to pick up some information from or data from your financial statement and link it to the restated financial statement. If you have started with your assignment too, you shouldn't know what I'm talking about right now. So instead of switching back and forth between worksheets, you can view them side by side. So that will make it easier to compare. Let me just demonstrate this by using sample spreadsheets. If you have completed your assignment 1, you should have created your financial statement, and you have all these figures in your financial statements, which is the first worksheet that you deal with. In your second assignment, you need to work with your restated financial statements, which is this one. With the restated financial statements, a lot of informations are going to pick up from your financial statement. See how you are going to work back and forth between your restated financial statement and your financial statement. Or take an example. First, to do your restated financial statement, you need to refer back to here, and you will have to get your opening balance, your loss of year, and put it back in here, which is where you restate. You are not going to type in, because we do not suggest that you type in opening balance, but because they are related, you are referring to your financial, and you want to reduce or minimize your error, making to inconsistency. Therefore, you will refer back to the cell in your financial statement. So this self-reference will be useful, as you have to put in a formula instead of typing the word opening balance, and refer back to financial statement, select that opening balance, and press enter. See that formula is created? And you got your opening balance in here. You don't have to type in. You don't have to worry about that. It's not only work with numbers, it work with contents in the cell as well. So the next row is, again, I'm going to refer back to that, and I'm going to select. I don't recommend you use the autofill in here, because you do not copy them straight exactly what it is in the same rows. There could be different. Back to the restated, and see how many times do I have to click back and forth, back and forth. Instead of doing this, I would suggest that we view it side by side. You can't pull that sheets out and open it separately. First, you need to add a new windows for your workbook. So in this View tab, click on the New Windows button. So I'm going to click that once. I'm going to open the new windows so that I have 2 windows looking at the same file. All right. You can check if a Windows has been created. At the title bar, you should see a number 2. So that I have number 2 at the end of the file name. So it means that a second file has been created, a Windows. It's not a second file, it's the same file, but I have a second Windows created. Or you can see these under View tab, switch Windows buttons, click the drop-down arrow. You should find that there are 2 identical files, numbers 1 and 2. Now we can change the view by viewing them side by side. It is hard to tell. I can switch it back from here, 1, and then switch back 2. But it's hard to tell which one's a switch. I'm going to change this view for my second Windows to view as a restated financial statement. And when I switch back to statement 1, I'm going to click on the financial statement as my active sheets. So when I switch, I can tell, but I can view them side by side. So to do that, with the shortcut key, hold down the Windows key on your keyboard, plus the right or left arrow. It depends on whether you want to view it on your right-hand side or your left-hand side. So I'm going to hold down the Windows key now, and then do the left arrow to see how the screen has switched on left and right. So this is right, this is left. Once I release and let go of my control Windows key, it gives me an options of choosing whatever in the four backgrounds of my programs. So the second file is the one that I want. I'm going to select it. Now I have two windows open side by side. The first one on this left-hand side is a financial statement. Right-hand side is a restated financial statement worksheets that I'm viewing. What does that mean? It means that I can update on either side of it, and it will also update my file. Now, it makes it clearer to view, isn't it? I can now easily see what I want from my financial statement to put in my restated financial statement. I'm going to select that and do the same way by linking that and press enter. So I have value in here. I can now do a copy. And continue on with the next one. Copy. And then so on. I can save my file. You must be thinking that, oh, which one I'm working on, this one or this one? They are the same. If I come back to this first one, the first file, and I click on the restated financial statement, it is also updated. So because this is the second file, I can simply just close it if I don't want to use it anymore, or I'm done with it. Viewing side by side, I have, I'm not going to use the side by side. I'm going to look back to one of my file now. So I'm going to close it. And now to bring this back up to the full screen, hold down the Windows key on your keyboard and 2 times up arrow. And that will just take you back into the full screen. Do you have any questions now? And then you can save your file. And that will be the only file that's no more 1 and 2 files here. If you go to your switch windows, there's only 1 file available. I assume there's no questions. Or anyway, this workshop is going to be a quick one. I have only one more thing to add. If I think that there's something that I can show you, which is useful, is go to the formula. Now you have got these formulas in here, and sometimes it is very difficult to tell that whether this contains a formula and where is this information come from and where is that related to. You can trace your formula by going into a formula auditing group. Let's say I have my restated financial statement and I found that formula it's referring to something that doesn't quite understand. So I'm going to click on the trace precedent, and that's come out with an arrow showing these cells has obtained a data from a separate, which is an external or a separate worksheet from external source, which is not from this within this worksheets. Do you want to find out where is these ones linked to? Double click on the arrow, and these pop-up dialog box give you an options to go to the reference area. Click on that reference and then click OK. And you notice that will take you back to the financial statement worksheets and shows you this is where it is referred to. I can also do a trace dependence from here, which is where that cells will also link to a separate worksheets that will take me back to that receipt. And the cells also has a formula related to the closing balance. To remove all these errors, now the errors will not show in anything related to your form in any of your printings, because this is just on screen set for you to view, where you want to find out where is these formulas come from and what makes these formulas and what makes this value, how this value being calculated. You can remove the arrows and also remove any arrows from here. All right. Any questions? So pretty much covers the cell reference. And a quick one today. I was expecting some questions. If you have any questions to ask, or otherwise that I will have to pass on to Martin. Sorry, Martin, if you are still there.
Oh, yes, I'm here. I just
because I thought that this is a cell reference workshops that I hope the students will pick up these ones. I don't want to add on more about the complicated stuff for the students to trying to learn.
And that linking between cells and just generally getting comfortable with some of those areas. Does anybody want to, we've got Chi here, does anyone want to make a comment or ask a question? Jasmine said, I'm okay. I don't think I have any questions. That's all right. And also for those watching on video, you can stop and start and have a look. And the idea in this unit is you just use Excel and the assignments, and as you get using it, you get better at it. And some people are starting with quite a lot of skills in Excel, but many people are starting with, very little or no skills. So it's all good. You can just learn by doing it. Well, thank you very much, Cheng. Thank you for your time.
No worries.
But thank you for those who are watching the video. Bye for now. Bye-bye.
Thanks.